Daily Words of God. God's words will spread among countless homes. They will become known to all, and only in this way will His work spread throughout the universe. Which is to say, if God's work is to spread throughout the entire universe, then His words must be spread. On the day of God's glory, God's words will show their power and authority. Every one of His words from time immemorial until today will be accomplished and come true. In this way, glory will be to God on earth, which is to say, His words will reign on earth. All who are wicked will be chastised by the words in God's mouth. All who are righteous will be blessed by the words in His mouth, and all will be established and made complete by the words in His mouth. Nor will He show any signs or wonders. All will be accomplished by His words, and His words will produce facts. Everyone on earth will celebrate God's words, whether they be adults or children, male, female, old or young. All people will submit beneath the words of God. God's words will appear in the flesh, and will appear vivid and lifelike to people on earth. This is what it means for the Word to become flesh. God has come to earth primarily to accomplish the fact of the Word become flesh, which is to say, He has come so that His words may be issued from the flesh. After that, each of His words will be fulfilled during the age of millennial kingdom. They will become facts visible before people's eyes, and people will behold them using their own eyes without the slightest disparity. This is the supreme meaning of God's incarnation, which is to say, the work of the Spirit is accomplished through the flesh and through words. This is the true meaning of the Word become flesh and the Word's appearance in the flesh. Only God can speak the will of the Spirit, and only God in the flesh can speak on behalf of the Spirit. The words of God are made plain in God incarnate, and everyone else is guided by them. No one is exempt. They all exist within this scope. Only from these utterances can people come to know. Those who do not gain in this way are daydreaming if they think they can gain the utterances from heaven. Such is the authority demonstrated in God's incarnate flesh, making all believe. Even the most venerable experts and religious pastors cannot speak these words. They must all submit beneath them, and none will be able to make another start. God will use words to conquer the universe. He will do this not by His incarnate flesh, but through using the utterances from the mouth of God become flesh to conquer all people in the entire universe. Only this is the Word become flesh, and only this is the appearance of the Word in the flesh. Perhaps to people, it appears as if God hasn't done much work, but God has but to utter His words for people to be thoroughly convinced, and for them to be overawed. Without facts, people shout and scream. With the words of God, they fall silent. God will surely accomplish this fact, for this is God's long-established plan, accomplishing the fact of the Word's arrival on earth. Actually, there is no need for me to explain. The arrival of the millennial kingdom on earth is the arrival of God's words on earth. New Jerusalem's descent from heaven is the arrival of God's words to live among man, to accompany man's every action and all his inmost thoughts. This is also the fact that God will accomplish, and the wonderful scene of the millennial kingdom. This is the plan set by God. His words will appear on earth for 1,000 years, and they will manifest all of His deeds, and complete all of His work on earth, after which this stage of mankind shall come to an end.